Afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun live. Thank you so much for joining me, brethren, in the Temple of Truth. So this is another segment on Mayegun's Diary Politico. And you know the four steps, the four primary steps that you have to take as you join these broadcasts. The first one is to read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, which is so, the description of the broadcast, which is so kind of like a lengthy. Like the broadcast, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, your frenemies. Tell all of them that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. And if you have done that already, thank you. So we have, I have a lot to share with us this evening. And I do hope that we would have enough time where you can call in. It's been a while, you know, even though I'm still suffering from this, what is called jet lag, just this, I don't even know what is wrong. I can't eat well. I can't sleep well. I'm just like so imbalanced. And sometimes I just feel like I don't want to do anything. And they said it's called jet lag or something else. I don't know. Okay. But it's been because of this long haul flights, they said. However, I feel much better this evening, and that is why I have a 48 hours, compilation of happenings in the contraption that I have to share with us tonight, which includes us catching up, as we will say, catch up. So, brethren, from the writer of this broadcast, there is a part that speaks about the depletion of the Nigerian foreign reserve. They never really tell you anything anyway, right? So when they want to cook the book and they want to look good to you, they will tell you that, oh, we've saved so much money. We've added money to the Nigerian foreign reserve, which is not true. However, they've not been able to defend the incessant withdrawals, which prompted the suspicion anyway in the first place. The suspicion of how much exactly is in Nigeria's foreign reserve. Well, according to them, they said that they met 33 billion. And they've taken, according to Thiefnubu, they've taken it to 39 or 38 billion dollars, which is a lie. However, among many other conjured figures of conjured numbers that they do not really open up to people to access, right? Open up for people to access. So, but every time they make a withdrawal, which always kind of make the news, by the way, so they never tell you what they are using the money for. I was reading something earlier today. It was actually from yesterday. Then it came back again today, and it was like kind of interesting and at the same time ridiculous. And what's that? According to the NBS of Nigeria, right? Thiefnubu, well, not Thiefnubu, maybe Thiefnubu, well, Thiefnubu's regime and the 36 states of Nigeria attracted $1.9 billion foreign investment into Nigeria in the last 1 year. And the states that actually attracted these investors are, they said, well, Abuja is not a state. So Abuja FCT, $600 million. Lagos, $610 or so million. Enugu, Enugu, 600 and something thousand dollars. Sorry, $600 and something $1,000. Then Ekiti, $86,000. A whole of Ekiti, they attracted. And you didn't see the remaining 34 or 35 states in Nigeria, the rest. Okay, Enugu attracted, Enugu attracted, I think, $800,000 or thereabouts. Kaduna attracted, according to them, $1.9 million. So they shall put everything together. I think it's a 1.2 or 1.3 billion. It's not even up to 1.9 billion dollars. A whole giant of Africa, the giants, the crippled giant of Africa. Here is another thing I also saw that keeps kind of reminding me that, yeah, this may take longer. It may be short. It may be long. Nigeria has no real future, and it's going to manifest very soon that a lot of you are going to see that. It's about the Nigeria budget. So they said that the total budget of Nigeria in 2025 signed by Thiefnubu is $33 billion. Sounds massive, but it's not. Guess how much is which is 54.9 trillion naira. Okay, a valueless currency in a valueless economy, which was done by this APC. South Africa's budget for 2025, all of their budget for 2025 is put at a $440 billion, 2.7 trillion rand. You see, see how close that is, right? That tells you more of the damages done by the APC. To you. Let me explain that to you. Nigeria was supposed to be the biggest economy in Africa, but APC, they tanked it. Then turned it into the poverty capital of the world. However, how did they do that? They did so by one, floating your currency, poor economic policies, corruption, and directionless, purposeless governance. That's what took you there. Where a naira is now exchanged, a dollar is now exchanged for $1,600. I'm sorry, naira rather. So no thanks to this APC, by the way, I just thought I should kind of print that out. So you can tell that when they say Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, it is not an exaggeration. A lot of you are living on the old glory that you read in the book that you've probably never really experienced. So those who experience this old glory of this contraption, today, they look at us, the younger generation, and be like, man, we feel sorry for you. We wish we can apologize to some of you. Because it wasn't this bad during our time. When we were younger, it was kind of like, it wasn't great. It wasn't bad as well. Nigeria of when, before you finish secondary school, there are like lined up jobs waiting for you. I'm talking about jobs with cars. Yes, official cars. Secondary school. But others will say, no, I want to go further. I want to go abroad. They want to go abroad and get, degrees or masters or whatever. Because it is so much that Nigeria had to offer back then. So those people are older now today. And they look at us and they're like, this generation of young people. Sorry for you. We hope you'll be able to possibly either change this menace or you'll be able to work it out and break up this contraption. So I am an advocate of the breakup of the contraption, okay, for so many reasons. And every evening I come onto my program here on this platform to remind all of you why Nigeria will never work. They never put Nigeria together to make it work for any of you. It is working for the criminal elite, united in criminality, right? It is working for them because if it's about how much money they can siphon, how much money they can scoop for themselves, right? Well, it is working for them. I may actually really feel sorry as well for those of you who are younger than myself, those of you who are in your teens, and those of you who are in your 20s. I have to feel a little bit sorry for you because every year, year in, year out, well, everybody will say day in, day out, right? Deterioration of Nigeria continues. And the perpetrators of this, they are so active, so powerful, they feel like they are very powerful, untouchable. And you and I can go to places if we don't feel comfortable the way they are running or ruining the contraption. We can go to places. So instances like this where the criminal politicians feels like they do not owe you any explanation whatsoever. Rather, is to look at them and be grateful. You know that they want you to look at them and be grateful that, well, at least They are still trying their best for you. It could have been worse, you know? So when I saw all of this, I put them together this afternoon and I was like, hey, those children who are going to have to live all through poverty for the next 100 years. Can you even imagine that? That these guys have not only mismanaged the resources that the resources that have been bestowed on them, put in their custody, even though they actually grabbed the power, steal it and all that. So you can't really say people put them in charge. Okay, they force themselves on you. Not only that they've mismanaged these resources, right? They have also borrowed against these resources, whereby in the next 80 years, year 2102, Nigeria will be paying loan. See, Thiefnubu and the Boko Haram, they've actually collected loans that if Nigeria stop taking loans now and start paying back their loans, it will take Nigeria 84 to 85 years to clear this debt. Not because, with a prudent management of resources, so Nigeria can clear this debt because the old debt is around the $200 billion, right? But come on, Nigeria didn't wake up one morning and just arrived at a $200 billion debt that nobody can actually tell you what they use it for. They destroyed an economy that was a $570 billion economy. They tanked the economy and brought it down on our knees to a paltry $197 billion of today. So even if Nigeria stopped borrowing money and just start paying back, there are many of us, well, you see those of us who are born right now, who would die. If they now give birth to those another children from today, so if they live for 85 years before they die, they will live their lives paying debt. And the more the indebtedness that they have dipped Nigeria into, the more generations of Nigerians that are going to have to, they have no choice. So if you sit down, when I was in America, when I was in Houston, and I was talking to some people who came to see me, I said, sometimes people don't even know the level of destruction that these guys have done to Nigeria. Using this scale of Nigeria economy was $570 billion. People had jobs, people had businesses. Government was giving 10 million naira. You win money to young people to start their own businesses. And they were doing it successfully. So today, the Nigerian economy is valued at $197 billion. So far behind, right? So what does that tell you? They've wiped off generations of generational wealth of some of you. We have some of you who are the living witnesses, the living victims of all the atrocities and the consequences of bad governance in that contraption today. You who have lost your jobs, lost your businesses, lost your relationship, lost your family, simply because your financial status changed when Nigeria happened to you. You are the real victims. There will be more, millions more, yet unborn, that will be born into poverty because they are not stopping. Guys are borrowing money that they will not pay back. Because to them, right, maybe someday they will give them debt forgiveness again. Okay? As they go about all over the place, bowl in hand, begging for alms, begging for money, begging for, you know what I mean? Then when they come to Nigeria, they give themselves awards. Well done, good job. The economy is rebounding back now. The economy is getting better. The food prices are now reducing. They keep saying that to make themselves feel good. But at the end of the day, data is very stubborn. Data shows that there is no direct, there's no FDI, it's called, foreign direct investment into that contraption. And a whole year, the giant of Africa attracted 1.2 or 1.3 billion. And 80%, if not 90% of their states in Nigeria attracted zero investment. I don't know, I just thought I should start from there. So if they are not borrowing money, they are depleting your foreign reserve. Okay. And that continues to put Nigeria in the negative. So if anybody wants to give money to Nigeria, they will give you the ridiculous conditions. Ridiculous conditions like you need to go and devalue your naira. Or you need to give us some what do you call it, rare mineral resources as a deal. All these things are not disclosed by these rogues. Because to them, as long as they are getting their 10%, Nigeria can go to places too. They don't care. 10%, 20% cuts. Whatever they want, they can take. It is their turn. It is their turn. So as it is their turn to loot, it is also the turn of this generation, or even the older generation and the younger generation of Nigerians, to actually really suffer. They go borrowing so that you can go sorrowing. Don't forget that. So hopefully, though you do not actually have that trait of questioning these criminals, rather, a lot of you actually love your criminal leaders. Passionately and differently too, you know? That is why in Abuja today, there's been so much drama as well. This Akwabioli drama. Although it is likely just going to be, I'm talking about Akwabioli and Natocha, right? So Akwabioli is accused. Akwabioli is number 3 man in the crooked contraption called Nigeria. Criminals who are supposed to be in jail, they are the ones in charge of that contraption today. Their president is a drug dealer. I used to use the word, I used to say was a drug dealer, but I don't think drug dealers actually really give up, even if they become president, by the way. Your president is a drug baron, drug lord. Your vice president is a terrorist enabler, sympathizer, and shielder. Your number 3 man is a sex, is currently emerged, apart from the fact that he's a thief, he's a chronic kleptomaniac. He's also, they have a word, is it perverts? I think they are called perverts. You know, is a sexual predator. So when Natasha raised the alarm, of course, Nigerians, you know that in Nigerian Senate, right, they only have just about 4 women. I think they only have 4 or 5 women, 4 women, Abby, out of 109 senators, Abby. So you only have 4 or 5 women. And guess what? It is believed that the Nigerian political space is so gendered that every woman that finds her way into their midst is considered a senior Olosho. Honestly, people automatically believe that she must have slept with a lot of them before she could even be given that opportunity to take this slot. That is the general impression, even though it is not completely true, or it is probably not even true. I don't have evidence, but yeah, maybe it is. You know, true that they have to actually shag you before they give you a slot as a woman, right? We've had people who have come out and said, well, the reason why I won't let my wife actually go back into politics is because they always use them as what do you call it? As the extra thank you sort of sexual kind of like a sexual play toy in their political space. So you are, as a woman in politics, you are meant to be seen. You are not to be heard. So that is why a lot of people, you see, I have a lot of people on the side of Akwabioli, even though it is going to be a word against ease. We do not have any evidence that indeed Akwabioli sexually harassed her. We wish that she probably just slapped him when he said that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, enter him. And when people say, what happened? Leave him alone. Why would you slap? You say, well, you need to hear what you just told me just now. But again, allegations, which she said, her husband is a very much living witness. So this scandal is a huge one because it has to do with the sexual harassment of a senator. But people have been, okay, like I said, they have 4 or 5 women in their Senate. All right. Now, 4